This is the plaintiff, Anika Ifemisia. She says she hired the defendant, a keyboard player, for an Afro jazz gig in Texas. And the guy backed out at the last minute, forcing her to find someone else at a great additional expense. She also found out the amateur did another gig when he was supposed to be doing hers. And in this business, canceling one gig to do another is about as unprofessional as one can get. She's suing for $1,016.79, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Michael Harris. He says he told the plaintiff he doesn't like to fly, and she told him she would give him some drugs to knock him out. Once he thought about that and realized he was going to have to pay for his plane ticket, he realized this was something he didn't want to do, gave her a week's notice, and owes her nothing. He's accused of hitting a sour note.
Okay, how do I pronounce your name?
Neka.
Two N's?
Yes.
Okay, Neka, and how do I pronounce your last name?
Ifemisia.
Ifemisia. Miss Ifemisia, you are suing Mr. Harris for $1,016.79, the amount that you say you are out as a result of him backing out of a musician's contract with you. Tell me what happened here.
We had a gig in Dallas for Memorial Day weekend, May 29th.
Okay, and you guys are from where? Queens?
From Queens, Long Island area.
Okay.
And a couple of weeks, maybe about 6 weeks before the event, or about a month before the event.
What was the gig?
It was a gig at a museum. It's a nonprofit gig for the Art Fest Museum in Dallas.
Okay.
And
what do you do?
It's my band. I'm the lead singer.
Okay.
And I put the band together.
Okay.
And I had told them about maybe about a month and a half before the gig. I started talking about it. I started giving everybody an idea of what's going to happen. Well, I told everybody, we're going to fly. This is when we're flying. This is what date we're flying. And I asked if anybody had any problems, and nobody had any issues or problems with the gig.
And how often do you have gigs? Like how many times a month?
About 2 or 3 times a month.
Okay. And you've been together for how long, this particular group?
About a year and a half.
All of the same members for a year and a half?
Yes.
Okay.
All of the same members except for the keyboard. The keyboard player we changed.
Is the defendant a keyboard player?
Yes, he is.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, so what happens? You talk to him about this particular trip, and he says yes.
Yes, he says yes. So everything is set, and then I have a contract which I tell them everybody has to sign this contract because I have to be certain that you will be there for the gig. Because prior experience, I've had musicians that didn't show up at the gig itself, so I was very leery, and it was something we were doing out of state.
Right.
So I had the contract. Everybody signed.
Did the defendant sign it?
Yes, he
signed. May I
signed.
see a copy of that contract?
Yes.
Okay. So go on.
So after everybody signed the contract and everything was fine, prior to the gig...
It's not on here. What day did they sign the contract?
I think the date is on the top of the printout.
March 30th?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so go on.
Everything was fine. And, you know, I didn't have any complaints. But prior to this gig, we had another gig in Brooklyn. And at the Brooklyn gig, Michael didn't show up for the Brooklyn gig.
And the Brooklyn gig was on what date?
It was like 2 weeks before the event. Before
Dallas.
Yeah, before Dallas.
Okay.
So I think it was like on the 15th or something like that. Or,
okay. What kind of music do you guys play?
Afro jazz, neo soul.
Okay.
Easy listening. So we were at the gig in Brooklyn, and he didn't show up. So last minute, it was like around 11, 12 o'clock, we had to go on stage at about 12. So I had to start calling to get somebody to go on. Now later on, he came for the next rehearsal.
Wait, how do you find somebody at that hour to go on?
Apparently, I had another keyboard player that knows my music. My music is original, so it's not like they're not cover.
Right.
At 11:30, I called him up. I said, listen, please, Michael did not show up. Can you do this gig? The gig, we're going on stage in 30 minutes.
And the
he
guy
said, I'm in
yeah.
Brooklyn. He says to me, I'm in Brooklyn. I mean, it was just weird.
Well, how about the keyboard? Did he have a keyboard in his pocket?
He had a keyboard in his trunk.
Okay, so
it's just weird.
That one went out. So did you call him the next day and say, where the heck were you?
Well, I tried to reach him. I couldn't reach him, but later on I did reach him, and I asked him what had happened, and he told me that he was having a lot of problems with his living area where he was living.
Were you, at this point, I take it you're starting to worry about Dallas?
Now I'm starting to seriously...
So when does he tell you I'm not going?
Oh, Dallas was like 8 hours before the flight.
8 hours before the flight, he says, hey, I'm not going.
Yeah.
Or does he call you or do you call him?
He doesn't call. He sent me a text.
Sent you a text?
We were at the airport. We were all getting ready on our way to the airport, and I get this text saying he's not going to show up. So what I did was I was nervous, you know, I was just devastated. So I started calling people that I know in Dallas. Because the only thing that I figured I could do at that time was I couldn't buy a last-minute ticket. I can afford it.
So did you end up finding a replacement keyboard?
Yeah, another miracle.
Okay.
So,
and then, but it's all original music. So how does this guy learn your music?
I don't know. He learned it. I found this guy, and he was willing to learn the music. I found 2 of them, but the other guy, Tim, was more willing to go on.
You ended up picking one, and what did that guy cost you?
He cost me about $600.
How come?
We had to pay him $500 for doing the gig. It was a last-minute gig on Memorial Day.
Do you have proof of that?
I
mean, you have proof of the things you're suing for here, right? You got all these $500 for this, $100 to transport the keyboard player, $50 for transportation of the keyboard, $100 for rehearsal plays. Okay, can you show me proof of all those things? Because you can't just talk about it.
Yes, I have the ticket. I have the boarding pass right here for the ticket. Then I have a letter from the guy that played for us at...
Okay, get together all your proof of what this cost you, because what you're suing him for is the airline ticket and all of the costs associated with finding a new keyboard artist in Dallas. By the way, how'd the gig go?
The gig went fine. Okay. The guy was able to learn the music. He learned it fast, and he played it like he knew it for a while.
Maybe he can hang around Brooklyn in case you have another problem.
No, I'm inviting him for the next gig.
Good. Mr. Harris, what's going on?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, I mean, I know musicians are temperamental sometimes, but this sort of takes the cake. What happened?
Yeah, well... Let's go back to this contract. I signed on a line with the rest of the members to meet at the airport. I got a contract, which was 1 sheet. That's not a contract. I took that home.
I don't know what you're talking about. What you signed, my friend, says I'm going to get paid $150 per person. Flight and accommodation is covered. The flight to Dallas leaves at 7 a.m. Tickets are purchased in the individual name. If any member does not show up on the date of the event, the ticket price will be refunded for the cost at the time and the cost of replacing musician due to inefficiency and price of last-minute replacement. The band member will be responsible for all costs. That's what you signed. What do you think you signed?
I didn't get that. I never got a piece of paper.
So show me what you signed.
The piece of paper that I signed was a list of band members, and I gave it back to her.
Well, what did you sign?
That was it.
We all know who the band members are. Nobody has to sign a piece of paper who band members are.
That was for the flight.
If you sign a contract and you say this isn't the contract you signed, you haven't even read this, but you say this isn't the contract you signed.
That first sheet I never seen.
Then show me your contract that you did sign.
I don't have it. I ripped that up. I never bought it back.
You ripped it. I don't have it. I ripped it up. I never brought it back.
No.
So which is it? Earlier you said you gave it back to her.
No, that was for the boarding of the plane to meet at the airport. That's what I signed with some other members.
Where's the contract that you're being sued for? Do you have a copy of it?
I have no.
Why would you throw away a contract that you're being sued for?
Why would I be sued for something I never signed? I never gave it back to her. I didn't sign it in the first place.
Which is it?
I just told you.
You just told me 3 different things, pal.
Okay.
I'd like to see, if you got something other than this, I'd love to see.
No documents.
Okay, so now tell me then in your own words, since you have no documents to back it up, tell me in your own words what happened here.
Okay. The Dallas gig, she was mentioning that for quite a while, maybe 2 months. I haven't been with the band that long. I did like 3 gigs with them, okay? And I don't get paid that much money.
Then why do you say yes that you're going to go and then tell them like the day of that you're not?
I didn't tell her. It was a week. It was a week of, and...
How did you tell her?
I called her, and I spoke to her. I didn't just text her. I spoke to her on the phone, and she said, well, you know, it's going to be kind of hard for me to get another keyboard player. But I said 7 days in.
Nobody buys airfare the 7 days. Talking about a gig 2 months ago is not going to wait until 7 days before to buy airfare. You know that she's bought the airfare. You know that. So whether it's 7 days or 7 hours, like she says, you know that a ticket's already been bought. Why didn't you stop it sooner? Were you afraid of flying?
Yeah, I am.
I know, but so why didn't you just tell her no from the beginning?
But I did tell her I was afraid, but, you know.
No, not tell her I was afraid. Tell her no. I'm not going to Dallas. Find another keyboard player, I'm not going to Dallas.
Actually, Your Honor,
did you think you could handle it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Actually, she's a...
When did you panic?
Wait.
When did you panic?
Wait a minute. Actually, she's a nice girl.
When did you panic? When you're packing? That's when you panicked?
No.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So is a horrible fear of flying justification for not honoring a contract?
No, it's not, Harvey. You see, this man is not John Madden. He's an artist. An artist has to get on that plane and perform his duties.
Okay, well said. What do you think, though?
If you accept a contract, I mean, you kind of have to go with the obligations that go with that.
Fair enough, but what if you have this psychological block from getting on a plane?
Well, I have a question. Did he know that there was air travel involved to begin with?
Here's the thing. I got the microphone. I ask the questions. What's the answer to my question?
Well, the answer to your question depends on the answer to my question.
Oh, very good. Okay, I'll answer your question. Yeah, he knew.
He did know. Well, then, no, it is not a good excuse.
I like your persistence. Very nice. Going inside the courtroom.
Have you ever flown?
Once.
How'd that go for you?
Very hairy.
Yeah.
It was to Germany, so it was
Yeah,
long.
it's a long flight, too, to be your first time. Do you get your proof together? Show me what you're out.
Yeah.
You've got the ticket. Do you have any other proof besides the
We
the
did a
airline ticket?
rehearsal. I
don't want to hear any more flapping gums. I
No.
want to see proof. Do you have any proof that you shelled out $500 to that other keyboard player? That you shelled out $100 for transporting the keyboard player?
I don't have it.
50.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I have the proof of him. Well, he sent me. There's a note that he sent me that's there from him playing, but it doesn't say how much. Because I didn't give him a receipt.
Okay, sweetheart, how do you figure that I'm going to make him pay you $1,000 if you can't prove you're out $1,000? What you're able to prove that you're out is the airline ticket?
Yes, I didn't give him a receipt, and we did
Okay,
rehearsal.
well then I'm sure you understand the quandary, right? So you're going to get exactly what you were able to prove.
I also loaned him $20 during rehearsal. Well, he's here. He knows I loaned him $20. I owe my money.
Did she loan you $20?
Yes, I did. I want my money.
She loaned you $20?
Yes.
Come on.
You know that.
I love you.
Did you loan her? Did she loan you $20?
I don't remember that.
You know what? I'm ready to rule on that one based on your reaction. You got your $20. $316.79. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Well, here comes the defendant out into the hallway after that ruling. Step right over here. How'd you like her getting that extra $20 off of you right at the end there?
Ecstatic.
That hurt, right?
Oh, yes.
Worse than anything.
I'm in the poorhouse now.
Well, what do you think of the outcome of the case? I mean, you did bail on her.
Oh, yes, I did, but it wasn't like that.
Well, when in the business you're in, right? Leaving a performer hanging like that at the last minute, that's bad, isn't it?
Last minute is a week.
A week.
If you got the dough, you can hire anybody.
So what you did was cool in your mind?
Oh, yeah, $150. That guy got $500, and he was already in Dallas. I was only getting offered $150.
All right. All right, you head right down this way. All right, so come on out here. Here's the singer. Did the gig go all right at least?
Yes.
Yeah?
The gig went excellent. It was pretty good.
You a little mad at him for leaving you hanging like that?
Yes, I'm very mad, and he should have left us hanging. And I didn't get all my money today, so I'm not really that happy, but that's okay. I still love him. He's a good guy. He just had problems.
Would you hire him again?
Maybe.
You like getting that last 20 off him, didn't you?
Maybe, if he gets all his ducks in a row.
All right. Is he a good player?
Yeah, he tries. He's pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Over to Harvey.
Okay, you know what? The bottom line here, personal reasons, however compelling, are not justification for breaking a contract. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.